Welcome back to the Toronto Rock Athletic Center for the second half of our Saturday doubleheader. Game 2 as the Oshawa Outlaws taking on the Paris RiverWolves. Lance Wynn back at it again. Starting goalies. Quentin Greenfield gets the call for the Outlaws, and at the other end, it's Ty Bellinger between the pipes for the RiverWolves. Officials for tonight's second game, Kyle Coulter is the crew chief. He's working with Mark Sandman Sands and Ryan Davies. Head coaches for the Outlaws in his first season, Andy Glenn and Ryan McMichael are co-head coaches. Jarrett Riel is the assistant. For Paris in his ninth season, a familiar face in Jamie Dubrick. His assistants are Chris Driscoll and Kyle Leamington. As we get set to go here, of course, these two teams, the Outlaws, come in having coming off another one-goal loss. They've lost through their last three by a goal, and 12-11 in overtime to the defending champs. They sit at 2-6, and of course at 2-5, the Paris RiverWolves. These two teams met way back in December, and it was Paris 18-16 winners. First possession of the game, Luke Laskowicz tees that one up. It goes up. John St. John will run under it. No reset, 5. And Zach Terry with the sidearm, far corner, opens the scoring, 1-0 for the Outlaws. So some notable absences on both sides, but Zach Terry's certainly not one of them, as he does a good job from long range to pick that low corner. And not easy to do without a bounce, but key for Oshawa to get off to a good start. When I spoke with both co-head coaches for Oshawa, they just spoke about effort and really giving it that extra, and of course the veterans leading and setting the example for the younger guys, and how important that is, as St. John will head to his usual spot, half boards left side. He'll wait. Josh Gilray out there at the top, working to Gareth Haig. So you see the book right now on Bellinger working the low corners, and 2 shots downstairs results in 2 goals. Gareth Haig with his first of the game, his 10th of the season, and Paris hasn't even been able to shake the cobwebs out. We are just a minute into this game, and it's 2-0 for the Outlaws. A tough loss last week, 16-15 for these RiverWolves to Toronto. So there's a whole lot of parity in this Arenalacrosseleague here as we are midway through week 9. 14 weeks in the regular season. Off the draw. Hey, gets it to Hickey. Hickey's on the move. Has a chance. And this one rolls through. And they're saying no goal because he was in the crease before it rolled over the line. So a good effort by Braden Hickey, but comes up empty. So the RiverWolves now will get their first look on offense. Ty Argent out there working that left side. Big Andy Campbell out there with him on the screen and roll. Tied up and taken down by big Aiden Saint. And good defensive hold results in a possession change now, and it's Gareth Haig. Haig trying to bounce his way. Backhand pass. Terry runs into a bit of a wall. Didn't see the defender come in, and now it's LeBoot. Matt LeBoot, he'll retreat, give way to the big man. And Dylan Gillespie. Came in Daibo back in the lineup, much needed for these RiverWolves. Picks that up, slides that across, looking for Argent. Daibo again for Argent. Weren't able to connect, 5 on the shot clock. And a good effort, but the defense was outstanding, as Jack Parker wasn't able to help the cause either. Possession belongs right now to the RiverWolves, as an errant pass gave it right back. Kobe Lahachi retreating. Daibo goes to the sidearm. Easy save made there by Greenfield, and a quick pass up ahead to McPherson. Oshawa offense will filter out with Gilmore and St. John. And Gilray will come out late, take the pass, step into one, and that one gets knocked down. Adam Harlech out there. Diving in. That's going to be a crease call, and possession will go back to Paris. So Paris decimated by some injuries, missing some big guns, certainly Dawson Brown. You talk about a few of the guys that aren't in the lineup. Graham Bergsma turns the corner, shot right on. Good save by Greenfield. He'll pick that up and loft it up. And he sends away Kobe Hanser. That shot skips wide. RiverWolves all over it. Good forechecking. Laskowitz all over it, and the RiverWolves come away with it. Martin trying to go to the net. This one, another good save, scooped up by Nakamura, but he's taken down by Haig, and a good job by the Outlaws defense to tighten things up and regain possession. It's Webb. He'll work it to the half boards. Hickey, he draws the double team. Kick it back out, works it to Haig. Haig trying to turn the corner. That pass goes awry. Kick back out to Laskowitz with 5 on the shot clock. That pass goes up and out of play, so deflection will stay right here. And a fresh clock now for the Outlaws. St. John gets a screen from Haig. Lets that go just off the side of the post, and Laskowitz can't handle that, but no matter. It was touched, so it can go all the way back there. Under 10.5 here in this opening quarter, as Laskowitz will leg it up. Screen and roll. Laskowitz tried to roll that one through the 5-hole. Nothing doing there as he took the feed from Arenalacrosseleague, and now RiverWolves will move it up. The boot will give way, and now it's Dybo. Tell you, Cayman Dybo missing a couple games, and if you're Paris and you're Jamie Dubrick, the head coach, you need every player you can get. Big Andy Campbell putting together a fine season. 5 on the shot clock, flip there. That's a situation where the big man's got to take a shot, at least. Jeff Geddes now. Geddes runs through the double team, splits him. Geddes looking to peel back out. He does, gives way. Gilmore now, and St. John will work the left side. Gilmore, Bergsma on him. Waits for the trailer. Laskowitz zips it across, looking for St. John. Hedge, 5 on the shot clock. Laskowitz, that shot right on. Stopped by Bellinger. Loose. And good job to outwork Nakamura was Arenalacrosseleague, and now St. John working with Gilmore. 10 on the shot clock. There was no reset on the play. Inside to Zach Terry, can't connect. Arenalacrosseleague back out. Laskowitz 5. Swing across. Gilmore. Again, skip. That shot's got to be right on, and Bellinger smothers that. Scoops the rebound, and he'll look to air it out. Right up the middle. Beauty pass on the money to Argent. Argent. One man to beat, and Saint does a good job to slither by him. Argent will kick it back out. Him and Dybo working the two-man game. Dybo, good hesitation, and tried to sneak that one through the wickets. Good job by Greenfield to fall on that. And it go back Oshawa's way. Tough pass. Hickey trying to handle it. Nazelski, better job, though, of bodying him off the ball. Gets it back up in a hurry. Dybo doesn't have any help 1-on-3. He'll keep it back out. They'll set things up now. Parker will move it across. Argent ducks in. Argent, good hedge fake. Tried to go up and nothing doing as Greenfield cut off every corner that was available. And now the big man, Saint, going to leg it up over the timeline. Saint will flip. St. John will retrieve. We're at the 8-minute mark, opening quarter. Terry coming out. Gilmore filtering out late. Laskowitz gets a screen. On the roll, not there. Dumps it inside, looking for St. John. Can't connect. Good job to get on that loose ball. As the RiverWolves, Terry, though, a hound dog all over. Working hard as Clark had to do everything he could to protect that ball. Bergsma. Gillespie. Geddes on him. And Gillespie, stick check late, gets that rebound. Goes toward the net. Gillespie shot right off the logo. Sits there, and Greenfield now will retrieve it. Outlet pass sends away Geddes. Geddes looking at the back door. Flip to Haig. Haig wasn't looking. Trying to recover. Gets bodied off that ball. Nakamura in there, but Haig gets it back. Gareth Haig looking for some help. Getting worked over, and good job by Cody Martin defensively. And with just under 7 minutes to go, that will take us to our officials' timeout. All set for the inbounds after our officials' timeout. I guess Paris working a different kind of strategy here, as now Bellinger will head to the net, and they will bring it up over the timeline, set things up with Andy Campbell. Campbell kicks it across, Daibo. Inside, Arjun's quick shot finds the mark. So as elusive as Ty Arjun is as quick as that release was, as he let that go in a hurry, and it found the back of the net now, and it's a 2-1 game. There's a guy in Ty Arjun, of course. I said last game about every team in the Arena Lacrosse League having at least 2 or 3 guys that really have exceptional stick skills, and in this game, Ty Arjun certainly one of them, Luke Laskowicz, John St. John. So no shortage of guys like that, as Hickey does a good job to run down that loose ball. He'll get it over Laskowicz. One-on-one, Laskowicz, great move. Gets in tight, looking for someone. No one there, no cutter. Hickey stepped out. 5 on the shot clock now, Gilray. He lets it go. So the low shot is plaguing Bellinger. That one from Gilray. Good low underhand, and it's a 3-1 game. Certainly got to say hats off to Josh Gilray. Of course, he's been in the Arena Lacrosse League since its inception 9 seasons ago, and certainly always appreciate what he's brought to the league. John St. John as well, Luke Laskowicz. These are longtime Arena Lacrosse League players that have helped the league grow to what it is here today, as we inch toward the 6-minute mark here. Gillespie. So Argent got Paris on the board, but they're going to need a little something from a few other guys, including Daibo, including Gillespie. Daibo trying to duck in, gets a screen, goes to the underhand, but it's blocked. Good defense, and still alive in that corner. Bergsma battling for it, but the Outlaws come away with it. Some good work by Niall Sear, as he'll find Laskowicz, and they'll reset the offense. Laskowicz looking for some empty space, and finally gets some with Gilmore. Gilray, he'll swing it. Laskowicz deep in that corner, and this is where the Oshawa team missing a Cole Hanrahan, who's out with a back injury, and he fills in that right side, and you've got a lot of potential scores there as that ball floats loose. Arjun almost jumped on that loose ball. Shot, good save on the pad save. So you can see Bellinger trying to make the adjustment as they've been going down on the regular on him. LeBout in some trouble, is going to have to outrun Gilmore, and he does. Good speed there, gets it over the timeline. We're under 5 minutes, chance here. Campbell was on the doorstep. Parker elected to take the shot, and a pass ahead looking for St. John, intercepted. Back the other way. Martin gets chopped, but able to hang on to it, and now it's Campbell working to Daibo. Daibo looking for a screen. Gillespie not able to set a good solid one. Campbell now isolated one-on-one, gets a step. Campbell picks the corner. So Andy Campbell in the scorer's column. That's his 14th of the season. A big one, cuts the lead now to 3-2. So I mentioned that Andy Campbell having certainly his most productive season in the Arena Lacrosse League, and he really has stepped up his game in the absence of a number of players. So between injuries and call-ups and some other things for Paris, it's been a bit of a tough go as Nakamura wins the draw clean. Nizelski, and that's an over and back once you get possession, and it will belong to Oshawa. Hanser will find St. John. St. John now. Gilray will work it. Gilmore out there now, and they'll work it over to Zach Terry. Terry turns the corner. That shot on the money. Good save by Bellinger. And a good outlet pass floated to Nozelski. Nozelski does a good job to pull that out. Webb with some pressure. And they'll find Gillespie working one-on-one. This is where Gillespie's got to be stronger with the ball. He's got to be able to beat a guy much smaller than him. McPherson working. Gillespie works his way in. Got a shot off wide. Backhand try by Argent, just wide of the mark. And that's going to be a shot clock violation. McPherson on the run, play where it lies. He'll take that shot. Bellinger, good save. Nakamura ran away from the ball, and it's picked up now and set up by the Outlaws offense. Laskowicz swings it around. Gilmore. 10 on the shot clock. Looking inside. Laskowicz was tied up. RiverWolves create a turnover in transition now. LeBout on the run with Beach. Beach. He'll peel back out. Just under 3 minutes to go here in this opening quarter. Argent. He'll work it with Bergsma. Bergsma gets a screen, dumps it off. Backhand right on the money by Dybo. Good save made there by Greenfield. And now here comes Sear on the run. Chase down. Argent trying to push him over the timeline. Sear with a couple of good moves to avoid a couple defenders. Gets it to St. John. 2.5 to go. St. John blows by a man. Ducks back in. St. John just wide of the mark. So crafty move by a seasoned vet in John St. John as he got that first step going, and now back the other way. Scott trying to reach in. That's a crease call. So Paris looking for a little something from anyone, including Connor Scott. And now Hanser will leg it up. Haralek will peel back out, find St. John. Hanser dumps it in. St. John off the crossbar. So a couple of tough chances for St. John. Hasn't been able to pocket one yet. Pelliccioni will get it to Campbell. Campbell now will work it to Dybo. So if you're Paris, despite the start, you got to be happy and you want to close this quarter off the right way. Dybo gets a good screen from Bergsma. Peels back out. From way out, Parker. That one easy save by Greenfield, who's looked steady Eddie here in this game. And he'll outlet now to Saint. Saint and Gillespie. That's a whole lot of person colliding, that's for sure. And now Hickey in the middle. Terry! I don't know how he even gets some of those shots off. An underhand going the other way across your body. No easy task as Argent now will move up. Argent rolls past one. Argent duck in. Fake, he'll roll, peel back out. We're into the final minute here. Quarter number one. In tight. Big Andy Campbell. And that one slides in. So a beauty pass on the screen and roll as Argent feeds the big man Campbell, and he finds the mark for the second time. 3-3 the score with 53 seconds to go here in this opening quarter. So the guys that needed to step up so far are doing just that, and that's got to be the case. And that's one of the things about this Arena Lacrosse League. You got to bring it each and every week because you're just not sure what to expect. Off the draw, Nakamura will get the advantage, and now Paris will move it up, working into the final 50 seconds here. Dybo. So Paris with a chance here to at least move the clock down just a bit. Chance here as Parker tried to force it, and not sure why. He had two men, and now it leads to a transition opportunity. Webb, wrong stick side, tried to get it to Hickey. Campbell going to have to work hard and does. 25 seconds left in the quarter. So Paris lucky as they throw that one away, and it was a costly turnover at this end here, and now the Outlaws will pull their goalie. 15 seconds left. St. John, extra attacker on. 10. Got to go to work now. 5. Wide open. Laskowicz, point blank, and he's stopped. And Bellinger's going to try to roll that into the net. And just the buzzer beats the ball. 3-3 after 15 minutes here at the track. We'll be all set to go for second quarter action as tell you the first quarter started off differently. Certainly didn't end the way it started. 3-3 tie here after the opening 15 off the draw. Nakamura sends that back and Nozelski will send out Bergsma up the middle. Bergsma rips that one wide. Ball loose. Hanser grabs it. A chance here if Hickey can run under it. Instead, Bellinger does a good job to reach out and touch someone. And now Clark will move it up. Paris looking for something as Clark will wait. He'll retreat. Now the rest of the offense. Daibo will send it over to Bergsma. Bergsma looking for the curl. Zips it across. Argent. Nothing doing there. Gillespie. 10 on the shot clock. Parker trying to take it strong. Curls out and dumps it. Tough break there as it gets knocked away. And now Geddes will look at the back door. Finds St. John. St. John doesn't have any help. May draw a triple team. Whole lot going on near that bench. Gilmore back to St. John. St. John kick out. Gilray. That shot right on. Rebound. Gilmore and wide of the mark. He may have out-faked himself there with one too many. And now taking it the other way. Scott has it stripped by Terry. Terry seems to be the master of that. Dump it. Gilmore. No look. Gilray stops. Kicks it out. Terry from his knees. Not even sure if that was the best option. But again, Paris dodges a bullet now, and it's Scott. Well, this game's all about dodging bullets, so why not as Daibo with a little shake and bake on that side. Changes direction. Lets it go right on. Stopped by Greenfield. Chance here up the floor. If he can run under it, it's Hickey who has been all over the carpet here in this first half. And Nozelski will counter the other way. Good end-to-end action, both these teams, as Gillespie now will send it over to Daibo. Argent. Slippery when wet. Tough to handle. Backhand try. Not a good one. As now Saint will leg it over the timeline. He'll look for the back door. Luke Laskowicz, wrong side. That one far side. Not sure why you would take that on your wrong stick side. You had a man wide open. Ready for it is Lahachi now. Finds a trailer. Argent. Lahachi. Fake and buried. So a beauty pass, an excellent finish for the RiverWolves, and they take a 4-3 lead. Give Lahachi some credit, never gave up on the play. So a good job. That's just an example there of shot selection at one end and how it turns into something effective at the other if it doesn't work out. And that was the case there. Quick transition goal, and off the draw now the Outlaws with Saint. Checked by Nakamura. Saint will dump it off and almost airmailed that. Good job by Haralek to hang on to it. Inside, Gilray slides that one 5-hole, ties this game up at 4. So Gilroy took a good feed from St. John and changed the speed up just a little bit. And that's his second of the game. So we're tied one more time. So a whole lot's gone on in a whole little time. We still got over 12 minutes left here in this first half, and we've sure seen some momentum shifting already off the draw. Paris will take possession, and Nozelski got a head of steam going, and he'll get by Webb, but then loses it and has to shoot it back. Hickey right there. Bergsma sized him up and took it from him. Good job by the vet. Working now. Has Daibo with him. Good fake and buries it. Graham Bergsma showing some veteran savvy right there. 5-4 Paris. First of the game for GB, and boy, he earned that, I'll tell you. And he earned that playing good defense on the forecheck. Stole that ball and then had already committed to taking it strong and buried it. Had Daibo on the other side, but I think he had a better angle coming straight on, and he made Oshawa pay the price. Off the draw again. Nakamura scooped up by Geddes. Geddes falling. Gets it over to Haig. Haig has two men with him. Chance here. And a big save from Bellinger as he robs Hickey from point blank. Beach going to try to run this one down. And disruptive. That's almost a back-in call, but no possession as Saint now over the timeline. Laskowicz, he's been quiet so far. He's had 3 shots on net up to this point, in tight. That one let rip by Haig. And a chance now, LeBoot will run under this one. One man to beat, but no one with him. Daibo filters out late. So does Gillespie. Good move by LeBoot. Wrong stick side, though. A tough pass. Gillespie going to try to run it down, use his body. Outlaws are there, and a man down here as possession will belong to the RiverWolves. So Daibo will inbounds. Under 11 minutes to go here in this first half. Argent trying to duck in on Sear. Looks for Campbell, but Sear read that one like a novel, and he'll counter the other way. Argent looking to slow him down. Sear. Webb too far behind St. John as he made a good cut to the net. Just wasn't able to find the mark, and Paris now counters with Argent. Argent sizing things up, gets a screen, fakes that, tries to duck in, splits 2, takes a good hard whack. Slippery again, like I said, goes to the crease dive, off the post. So a great attempt, but Argent might be the only guy I've seen do a crease dive and ring it off the pipe. Zach Terry on the run, that bullet right on as Bellinger did a good job to slide laterally and make that stop. LeBoot. He'll stop, drop, and set things up now for Bergsma. Inside, looking for Parker. That one got knocked down. And now Oshawa with a chance. Nolan. Speaking of crafty vets, Nolan, great save, Bellinger. Ball loose, Lahashi going to have to backtrack to go get it. Saint right there. And Saint manages, well, he had it, lost it, and still loose on the boards. Flies out, and it's scooped up by the RiverWolves. They have numbers, a 2-on-1. Pelliccioni is shot, kicked aside. Nazelski will pick up that loose ball, fresh 20. Try to roll the other way. Chance here, big save there by Greenfield. So crease the call, but a good save nonetheless. End-to-end action here as we hit the 9-minute mark. Second quarter, 5-4 in favor of the RiverWolves. Terry. Laskowicz gets a hard screen. Kick back out. Terry lets the underhand go. That goes up and out of play. So that will be a fresh 20 here for the Outlaws. Right back to it, St. John. Haig. Haig on the run. That 5-hole not there. Rebound, Terry. Battling for it. Tipped ahead. Scooped up by Laskowicz for a fresh 20. Work it across to Terry. Terry to St. John. St. John. No look to Terry. Terry grabs a handle. 8 on the shot clock. Got to go to work. Looking a little stagnant on offense. Down to 4. Terry goes for the crease dunk, and they'll say that's a reset. So Haig's got it, and he'll come waltzing back out, get a point-blank shot. But Bellinger right where he should be covering that short side. And now Nakamura. He'll flip, working to Campbell. Argent on his wrong stick side. He will dump that over now, and Gillespie will work with Daibo. Screen, nothing on the roll. Kick out Parker. Parker looking for some help, but the shot clock winds down. So got to have a little more clock awareness with 7:23 to go. That will take us to our officials' timeout. All set to go here as the Outlaws will inbounds. Here trailing by a goal to the Paris RiverWolves. Of course, both these two teams struggling a tad as the Outlaws sit at 2-6. The RiverWolves at 2-5. Remember, this year Arena Lacrosse League, only the top 6 teams advance to the playoffs, not 8. So, got to play hard, finish strong. Laskowitz plays the carom, trying to curl around, looking for something, kicks it out. Gilmore works it to St. John. St. John trying to duck in, goes hard. Master facilitator taking matters into his own hands, picks up his first of the game, his 11th of the season. So a big goal from St. John ties this one up at 5 with just over 7 minutes to play here in this second quarter. So the battle rages on now with Reinhagen there with Nakamura. We'll see if he fares any better as they've been switching around, and he certainly does. Wins that one clean. So good job by Haig. Zips it across. Nolan plays it off the bounce. Gets control of it. Takes a bump. And he'll wait to set things up. He does as they'll work it to Laskowitz. Gilmore and Laskowitz pick up helpers on the St. John goal, and Laskowitz now isolated on that side. He'll let that one go, but Bellinger hip to that game now as he hasn't let anything low go in since then. Clark had a notion. Hits the trailer. Gillespie's shot steered aside. Rebound loose, and Greenfield had that one partially tipped. But a good job as the Outlaws go back to get it, and it's Longmore. St. John. They'll work it across, start things with Harlech on the right. Harlech turned the corner, thought better of it. Gilmore, dipsy doodle inside, too much. Don't have that much time, and it's scooped up. Here come the RiverWolves, and it's LeBoot in full flight. Has a man with him. Campbell going to try and distraction. Got that right side open as Nazelski turns the corner. Kicks it back out. Gillespie goes with the short arm overhand. Campbell the rebound. Campbell tried to feather that one in and went right off the logo. Now quick outlet pass. Outlaws with a chance. Gilray, one hand. And a big save at that end by Bellinger. So both netminders doing their thing end to end. And now Martin. Daibo will survey the situation and work it over to Argent. Argent skips it across on the skip. Gillespie not aware of his surroundings there as he got stick check laid, and now Nolan rolling with St. John out of the back door. Just popped out of the pocket late, and Bellinger now will look to return the favor he does to Nazelski. Laskowitz hounding him. Nazelski's going to catch his breath now and give way as good job by Parker. Saw a defender at the last second now, and it's Bergsma. Under 4.5 minutes to play here in this first half. Daibo ducks in, looks for the shovel. Kick it. Bergsma on the doorstep. Plays the carom. Got to get a shot off. Quick one. Parker in the middle. Way too long as didn't have that much time to play around with it. And now Laskowitz has some room. And he'll think better of it, pull it right back out, and then take the shot. Again, looking 5-hole, not there, and Bellinger will send away LeBoot. LeBoot, look at the back door, has Daibo. LeBoot, good speed, far corner bouncer. So LeBoot put on the Jets, created some space, and was able to finish with the bouncer. Again, sometimes you just get, or you just need a little something extra for some of the X-Factor guys out there, and LeBoot doing a good job giving his team a 6-5 lead. Off the draw. Nakamura not able to hang on to it. McPherson, it's loose, and it's picked up by Martin. Paris now. Martin had a notion, thought better of it. Nakamura trailing, and he too thought better of it. They'll kick it back out. Nizelski will reset the offense here for the RiverWolves. Bergsma gets a screen, ducks in, sends it across. Nizelski trying to lean in. Good defense, though. Splits two. Nizelski bounces it. And no goal, as that's a crease call. So it's got to go across the line before the offensive player touches the crease area, and that was an easy call. Terry, his shot over the net. LeBoot, headman up ahead. Lahashi looking for it. Good job to bat it to himself, and he's got Clark jumping in the rush now. 3-on-2. Clark back and wrong stick side. Clark should have taken that shot. He had the best angle now, and Saint doing a good job retrieving the loose ball. Headman, St. John, 2-on-1 opportunity. Terry diving, slips it 5-hole for the finish. Beauty feed from the master facilitator, right on the money. And if you haven't seen Zach Terry in action, you better ask someone, because that's his second of the game. He's got 26 goals in his Arena Lacrosse League debut season. 6-6 here with under 3 minutes to play. So Haig and Nakamura will go at it one more time. We'll call that one even. Paris, though, will retrieve, get possession, and Parker. Daibo will set it up, work it across. Parker took his eye off it, and that's going to cost now a breakaway for Hanser. Hanser stymied, though, by Bellinger. It'll go back the other way. And Nizelski. So Paris dodges a bullet there. Bellinger makes a big save. And now Bergsma will work it across to Argent. Argent looking for Daibo. Daibo, good recovery. Looking across and trying to feed that into Gillespie. Picks up the rebound, but wide of the mark. And that's scooped up. Outlaws and thrown away. So Sear not able to play the carom right. Beach does. So Beach will bring it up and get it over to Daibo as we're under 2 minutes now in this first half. And Saint and Gillespie, and I tell you, and it's not even Saint over there. That's actually Longmore. Campbell across. Daibo. Good shuck and jive. He'll pop back out. 6 on the shot clock. Bergsma. Good fake. That one right off the shoulder pad. But the carom's going to float. And Hickey's going to run under it. Wrong stick side. Looking for the trailer. Tough pass. And Paris intercepts. They decide to be in a Christmas spirit and start giving away gifts. Good job by Sear. On the floor, though, Nolan trying to help the cause. Good job, Argent. Slick pickup. We're into the final minute here. Quarter number 2. Parker will swing that heel. LeBoot. And it's Daibo now as Parker slides on. Campbell. Campbell, one-on-one with Nolan. Nolan working him over. Campbell, quick shot right in the breadbasket. Scooped up by Greenfield. Good outlet pass to Sear. They'll move it up. 35 seconds left on the game clock. Sear. 6-6 game. Laskowicz working it to Gilray. Gilray looking for something across. Finds St. John. St. John ducks in. Kick across. Laskowicz down low. Quick stick finish was a beauty. Gilmore on the doorstep for the finish. 7-6 Outlaws. Masterful passing play right there as Gilmore with his 12th of the season on the receiving end of that tic-tac-toe play. And that's just the way the game's supposed to look. 20 seconds on the game clock. And Oshawa with their first lead since early in this first quarter. Off the draw, Haig had it. Daibo's going to pick it up, call timeout. 15.9 seconds left. That'll allow us to take a breather. We'll be right back. So back here as we'll see what Jamie Dubrick and Chris Driscoll have drawn up here. Final 15 seconds of the half. Campbell will inbounds. They'll let this one tick down to 10 and then go to work. It's at 10. Got to go now. 5. Argent. Reverse. Argent. 2. Got to shoot it. That one right on got blocked, and that will take us to halftime. 7-6. Outlaws in the lead. Locked and loaded as we get set for the third quarter in a one-goal game as the Oshawa Outlaws leading the Paris RiverWolves 7-6 after 30 minutes, and off the draw, Ryan Haig got possession through the cross, and Nolan will run under it, and opening possession here in the third belongs to the Outlaws. They'll work at half boards now and set things up. St. John will filter out and wait for Gilmore. Hickey out there as well on the left side. Gilray. Swing with 8 on the shot clock. St. John, good recovery, kick out. Laskowitz going to have to let it go. Zips it. Gilmore again tried to quick stick, and almost another result as Bellinger had that one stuck up in his armpit, and a good job now as bringing it back is Beach. He'll give way to Bergsma. Bergsma already with a crafty goal here as quick shot from Parker. Bergsma. He'll swing that out, and Argent will kick it across. Chance here for Parker, and that one slides through. So Jack Parker on the board with his first of the game. Tough one. I think if you're Greenfield, you probably want that one back. But either way, we're tied 7-7. Super Bowl weekend, so a touchdown apiece. Just in case you missed it, it was a Whippy Steelhawks 8-6 winners over the defending champion Brampton Express. Whippy now 6-3, Brampton 6-2. Earlier today, it was the Toronto Monarchs up in their record to 6-3 with an 11-8 win over the Peterborough Timbermen, who fall now to 5-4. And of course, tomorrow to wrap up Week 9 as LeBoot in transition dumps that off. Lahashi does a good job to get a handle on it. Tomorrow, Six Nations Snipers and the Ohsweken Bears. That's 2 p.m. at the ILA. Plenty of time to check that out and then catch Super Bowl 60. Bergsma on the run to Campbell. 10 on the shot clock. Campbell, Saint on him. Kick out. Argent changes the angle. One try on the quick check, and Bergsma. Great job to get his own rebound. Diving, tucks it in the far side. Graham Bergsma must have had a drink out of the fountain of youth today, because he sure got some pep in his step. Second of the game for Bergsma, and Paris now with an 8-7 lead. So the first 2 goals of the third belong to the RiverWolves. So the Outlaws going to need something here to kind of wreck the roll. Haig and Nakamura one more time, and Nakamura flips it, Nazelski, but Haig in there chopping everything he sees. Paris, though, with Daibo, has possession. Parker. And Parker threw that one back and able to keep it, so a good job as Argent spins off one. Argent has a man in the middle, spins off another, pulls it back, kick out. Daibo, great hands to get a hold of that pass and crease the call. So a good opportunity, but not able to get any results now, and it's Terry. Terry working with St. John on the left side. St. John gets a step. Kick out. Gilray through a crowd. That's going to go up and out of play. Possession belongs to Paris. 12.5 to go here in this third quarter. Close to getting knocked over that line and picked up as Hansor up the middle. Hickey diving, and he is denied by Bellinger. Nolan there to back him up. Runs into a double team. Pelliccioni taking him out. Picked up though, Hickey. Can't hang on to it. Ball loose. Martin digging. Scott digging. Ball loose. 7 on the shot clock. Hickey, the shovel. Goes back. Laskowicz can't play the carom. They're going to run out of time here. And possession belongs to Paris. So a good defensive hold by the RiverWolves. They don't allow a shot there. And now Gillespie. Campbell's quick shot. Tried to go 5-hole. Almost caught Greenfield off balance. And now man down. Looks like it's Parker slow to get to the bench. Saint will leg it over the timeline. Daibo will harass him. And now St. John. Nakamura on him. Gilmore. Flip to St. John. He'll kick it back out. 6 on the shot clock. Gilray goes to the underhand. Well wide of the mark. That's going to roll. Argent's going to scoop that up. And RiverWolves now will have possession. Daibo. You can just see Paris getting a little bit more confident here after that good start to this third quarter. Gillespie trying to turn the corner. Left that thing hanging out there. One-handed, somehow got to the net, but that's all he did, and now Hickey. Had Laskowicz momentarily. Terry intercepts both. Terry goes to the far side. Zach Terry catching a little air under there, finds the far side to tie this game at 8. Third of the game for Terry. That was just a good individual effort as Terry saw the seam, jumped on that loose ball, and right up the gut, never hesitated. And able to park another one to tie this game. So Nakamura and Haig one more time. This time it's Haig. McPherson will find Geddes. Geddes will get the legs going, get it over the timeline. Bounce off Nazelski. Tuck it. Hang on to it. Good pressure, though, by the RiverWolves, and now Gilmore. Haralek, they'll swing it all the way across to Gilray. Inside, looking for Laskowicz, picked up by Bellinger, and he'll move it up to Nazelski, who's been all over the carpet here in this game. Has Campbell with him. Nazelski runs into Saint. That's a wall. Dumps it off. Scott couldn't handle the pass. Battling in that corner, though, with Longmore. And it's Saint. Under 10 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Saint will peel off, and now Terry gives it up quick, and it goes off the head of the stick. Gilmore, and will go the other way with Paris. Pass floated up there. Daibo lucky to run under it, and he'll bring that over to the right side. Set things up with Argent. Daibo, one-on-one. Reverse, kicks it back out. And with 8 on the shot clock, Gillespie skip past Argent. Argent, good job by the Oshawa defense, but backdoor Daibo. Backdoor cut off the crossbar. So a great backdoor cut, but Daibo came up with iron. And now Nolan flips to St. John. They'll set one up. Bullet dodge there by the Outlaws. Gilmore. Laskowicz. Been quiet up to this point. Flip back. Good hands. Harlech! So Harlech doing his best imitation of Laskowicz, who picks up another helper. Big goal from Harlech, and it is a 9-8 game. Good job on that. Kick out is Adam Harlech, ready to shoot it as soon as he got it, and that was the difference. Off the draw. Haig had it, but Nakamura couldn't secure it. Terry does. Has got Haig with him. Hits the trailer. And Webb had that one deflected. Good job on the defensive end. Terry will pick it up. He'll get chased by Pelliccioni and kick it out to Laskowitz. St. John trying to blow by a defender. That one right off the melon of Bellinger, and back the other way now come Paris. Martin. He'll swing it around Argent. Argent in no hurry. He'll pull that back out. Give way now to Bergsma. Bergsma, one-on-one, turns the corner, tucks it. That shot just wide of the mark. Rebound loose. Argent does a good job to stop traffic. Now chance for Sear. Sear, one-on-one. Sear spins into the double team, and they chase him right back out. Good defense, good transition defense by the RiverWolves. We're under 8 minutes now in the third. Gilmore. St. John gets it in stride. Gilmore tees up the underhand, right on. Nozelski jumps on that rebound now. Has a man in Lahashi. Decides that he'll hang on to it and give way to Daibo. Cayman Daibo. He'll wait for the rest of the offense, and with a short bench, boy, those legs feel a little wobbly now. Argent. Gillespie. Behind the net, dive attempt, and it's stayed on the far side of the net. So a good effort. Nothing doing as Laskowitz takes it right in the middle. Gives it up, gets it back. Laskowitz will get to his spot, which is that right shooter's spot. And it's Gilray. Chased out. Gets a screen. Gilray turns the corner. That one over the net. Bellinger going to fish it out, and he does. It makes a good outlet pass on the money to Nozelski. Back door, one-on-one, nothing doing. Argent pulls out, backhand. Campbell in flight, just wide. Rebound gets knocked down. Nozelski can't find it. Outlaws do now. They've got numbers, 2-on-2 with Hickey. Laskowitz will set things up, roll that in the corner, and now he'll work it to the right side. Aralek, Gilray. Gilmore has some room. Skip, Laskowitz, 7 on the shot clock. Gilmore, beauty, underhand. Jake Gilmore picking the far corner nicely, taking another feed from Laser Luke. So just a good job of moving the ball. Gilmore with his second of the game. He's got 13 on the season. And it's amazing what happens when you move the ball well, and that was exactly what the Outlaws did there. They take a 10-8 lead now as we are just over 6 minutes to play here in the third. Off the draw, Haig. Bounced off, Pelliccioni will pick it up, move it up. Skipped across, Daibo lets it go, just missed that far corner. Rebound loose, picked up by the Outlaws. They'll look to move it up over the timeline. And that one's knocked down by Daibo. And that's an over, it's an 8-second call, so it'll stay right here. And with 5:36, we'll take our officials' timeout. Ty Argent will jumpstart the offense for the RiverWolves as they go to work here. Campbell bounced out. Daibo behind the net. Argent back to Daibo. Daibo has some room. Daibo fakes one side, switches hands, ducks in, kicks it in. Shovel try by Bergsma. And maybe not how you diagrammed it, but a good opportunity nonetheless. And now the Outlaws will move it up with a 2-goal lead. Laskowitz. Gilray. Kicks it across. St. John had to take a high feed, recovered, got a handle on it, swings it across. Laskowitz has room. Laser just missed that far corner. Bellinger will scoop that and bounce the outlet pass, send away Beach. Daibo. Bergsma, good job on the short hop, but he lost it. It goes back for an over and back. Possession now will be with Hickey and the Outlaws. He'll flip that one over. Hanser will dump it down. Chance here. Gilmore open on the crease. Fakes the pass, looks down, trailing Laser behind. Good recovery to get a hold on it. And he switches, reverse, tried to go top corner. Rebound, Hickey had it. And going to be a penalty. And our first penalty of the game is going to go to the Paris RiverWolves and allow the Outlaws their first power play opportunity of this game. Oshawa comes in at a very effective 70% with the man advantage. The RiverWolves have killed off 39% of their man short situations. So a chance here for the Outlaws to add to their total and push the lead up. Gilmore, Terry on the left, Laser and Gilray on the right, St. John at the top. Look for Laskowicz to try to step in here and gap that box. Look for his shot from that right shooter spot. St. John. Terry had his sights on that far corner. Good save by Bellinger, and it'll reset to 20. Luke working it around as Terry. They'll work it back to that right side. St. John on the interchange. Shift over. St. John tried to go far side. That's going to be a tough roll, and Laskowitz going to run under it as the shot clock winds down. Ball sits there. Good scoop up there by Lahashi, and he's on the run. Good hustle by Terry to get back. And that one floated over Daibo on the run. And now St. John. 1-on-2. He'll float that back, and him and Terry will go to work on the left side. Under a minute now to go in the Oshawa power play. St. John working with Laskowicz. Dump it down, Gilray. Inside St. John. That one went off the defender. Rebound, Gilmore. Tucked it, tried to go low. Did Gilray. No reset. Terry! Bullet of an underhand. 11-8 Oshawa. I tell you, Zach Terry with his fourth of the game, he has just been unstoppable. Has changed the angle up a few times, and I'm not sure if there's certainly no one better in the league at shooting shots on the run than he does, and boy, he has stepped up here today. 3-goal lead now for the Outlaws. Power play goal on their first power play attempt. Nakamura shoots it back. LeBout on the run. Dumps it off Campbell. Nazelski will set things up now. 2.5 minutes to go here in the third. Campbell getting worked over. Keeps a hold on it. Campbell's quick shot right off the breadbasket. Picked up now Greenfield. Good stick work to hang on to it now and zips that across. Webb tries to run under it. Scott, though, with the interception. Chance here now. Paris in transition. Scott will hold up. They'll get the right personnel out there and work it through Gillespie. 1-on-1 with Geddes with the swipe. Gillespie, what a great save by Greenfield. Greenfield, good job to stick out that left arm. Made a great save now, and Campbell now working with 20 on the clock. Nolan on him. Kicks it back out. Parker, Gillespie's quick shot. That bounces up and out of play. So possession remains right here with 1:42 to go in the third. Bergsma. Argent lets it go right on. Rebound picked up. RiverWolves had it and bodied right off it. So that one, and Sear ran into a wall in Gillespie. And certainly nothing dirty about that. Just a good clean hit as Bergsma trying to duck in. Wrapped up by Geddes. Dodges one. Kick it. That one off the post by Parker. And now Oshawa with a good bounce. It's Aiden Saint. Saint is going to go in alone. Saint rolls it in. Aiden Saint Big transition goal for the Outlaws coming from an unlikely source. 12-8 as the Outlaws, who started the quarter off giving up the first 2 goals, fight right back now and have a 4-goal lead. So we're just checking to see here and it may be a goaltending change. Looks like that's going to be the case. So Bellinger is going to be out. Callum Lever-Prea is going to jump in and take over the goaltending duties for Paris. Lever-Prea, it's a tough situation to come in. 51 seconds left here in this third. As off the draw, Daibo had it, lost it, but Ryan Haig will pick it up, zip it across. Terry working on Scott. Will pull it out. Instead, he takes that shot. Scott and Terry again unloads the underhand. That'll go over the timeline. And possession will belong to the RiverWolves with 34 seconds to play here in the third. So this is, if you're Paris and Jamie Dubrick and company, you're a bit concerned because you're heading to the fourth quarter, 4-goal deficit, but it's about the legs now. Shortened bench as Bergsma kicks it across. That one picked off, though, by Hanser. Hanser on the run. Hanser dumps it off. And a big finish there as Nolan. So they needed a little extra from some of the supporting cast. Ryan Nolan steps up, as did Aiden Saint, and it's a 13-8 game with 18 seconds to play. So this is the concern for Paris with a short bench is your legs come the late third and fourth quarter. And after a big push to open up the third, it's been a bit of a decline since then for the RiverWolves. Although these two have been going at it hard in that circle. Nakamura, Clark gets bounced around in there. Gets loose. Nakamura again fighting for it. Scooped up by Clark. He'll move it up. Final 4 seconds. Need a shot. Daibo changed the angle. Tried to go far side. 3/4 in the books. 13-8 for the visitors from Oshawa. I caught that. All set to go for the final 15 minutes, perhaps, of this ball game as off the draw, Geddes and Oshawa will control. Look to move it up. Nolan does a good job to go to the ball. Gets bounced off one. Martin works him over, trying to chop him down. Nolan keeps the feet moving, gets it to Laskowitz. Laskowitz to Gilray. Gilray. Just in case you missed it, Whitby, 8-6 winners over Brampton. Earlier today, Toronto, 11-8 winners over Peterborough. And tomorrow it'll be the Six Nations Snipers and the Ohsweken Bears going head-to-head on Super Bowl Sunday. As Argent now looking for an opening. One man to beat in Webb. He'll peel back out. One hop that one across, and it's Daibo. Daibo changes the angle. That one right on. Greenfield has put together a solid second half for sure. Not that he's been shaky or anything. He's been good this entire game, but extra tight in the third as he gave up only 1 goal. Sorry, 2. St. John pops back out, finds Gilmore. Gilmore on the run. Gilmore tried to get it back to St. John. Terry fishes it out, ducks through 2, tried to pick the corner. Good save there as Lever-Prea able to get that. St. John bounces off 2. St. John, top corner. John St. John one more time. 12th of the season. and extends the lead now to 14-8. So Oshawa has done a good job staying composed, and when they've decided to move the ball, they've been very effective in finding the back of the net. So Haig and Nakamura again. Plenty of time on the clock, though, but the way Oshawa's playing, if they don't have a lapse, they're in good shape. Gilmore. Paris has to kind of find that second gear. Laskowitz. Pushed well outside. Gets a screen. Gilray, collision. Laskowitz finds the mark. So we've been waiting for that as Laser got open, and the more space you give him, the more likelihood he's going to put together a celebration of some sort. That is his 14th goal of the season, first here today. So the Outlaws have put together 3 solid quarters, trying to finish things off here. We have seen stranger things happen, of course. Fastest game on 2 feet. But it's a touchdown lead now, and Paris has gone into a bit of a drought. Just haven't even been able to get possession. St. John working with Terry. Terry going hard. St. John, that fake had a little much on it. So he'll laugh that off, and now Lahashi the other way. Good speed as he'll leg it down to the half boards on the left. So Paris has gone ice cold here. Kick across, and now Gillespie, and looks like Longmore. So that's 2 big boys going at it here. And I'm not sure if you're an official, you're going to want to get in the middle of that anyway. You might want to let these 2 guys tucker themselves out a bit. So pretty even, no helmets now as they're trading toe-to-toe, blow for blow. And finally a takedown on pretty even fight. 2 big guys going at it, so no one can say pick on someone your own size. So I think that's the way you do it. Mano a mano. And Longmore clearly getting some applause from his team, as is Gillespie. So I won't say it's good sportsmanship in the penalty box, but I'm sure a bit of a mutual respect thing as both guys laid it on the line. So a whole lot of talking and a good job by the officials to break things up. Just going to let the dust settle, and we'll be right back. Set to go here as Graham Bergsma with the inbound. So it looks like I only see 2 on the board, but I'd imagine that's coincidental fighting penalties for both of them as Webb gets pressured by Argent. So both get 5 minutes for fighting, and now Laskowitz. Kick across, Gilmore. St. John recovers just in time, quick shot. And right on as good save made there now, and a good one-handed grab by Argent. Argent, 1 man to beat, spins around, tries to duck in twice, can't, floats that across, Parker. Parker goes to the sidearm, steered up and out of play. Paris will retain possession. Daibo swinging across. Bergsma looking inside. Daibo still has a handle on it. Hickey working him over. 5 on the shot clock. Swings it back out. Bergsma got to get a shot on net. As he shovels it, and Parker will try to help it along, but it'll belong to the Outlaws now, and it's Sear. Good switch hands. Gilray dumps it across. Terry right on. Lever Prea doing a good job in relief. That ball goes all the way the length of the carpet, and the Outlaws now will bring it back the other way. 11 minutes to play here in this fourth quarter. St. John. Laskowitz has some room. Lahashi on him. Laskowitz tried to go and tuck that far side, but easy save made on some good lateral movement. Will send away the RiverWolves now. Lahashi over the timeline. A reminder, tomorrow, 2 p.m. at the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena, Six Nations Snipers and the Ohsweken Bears. Campbell ran out of real estate. The big man went tumbling after a late hit, but nothing doing, as he'll find his way, and certainly no love lost between these two teams. St. John chased out by Clark. Terry skip it across. Laskowitz. Gilray trying to lean in. Ducks it. Terry fishes it through the 5-hole. Another beauty feed as Zach Terry picks up his 5th of the game. He's got 29 goals this season. So 16-8 the score, and it's been clear that just not a whole lot left in the Paris tank right now. Off the draw, Nakamura does a good job to get possession. Nozelski will bring that over, and Bergsma in full flight. Argent stops, pops, wide of the mark. Geddes will get it. Quick pass up ahead to Nolan. Nolan will stride across the timeline and put on the brakes, wait for Laskowitz. 9.5 minutes to play here in this fourth quarter. Gilray, they'll work it across. St. John steps into one. That one just off the glass. Laskowitz, the rebound. Tried to float one top corner. Gilmore tried to make a diving save, but that'll be a shot clock violation. And just in time, as Laskowitz was right on the doorstep. And now Clark. Clark with Sear working him over. Clark gets a step. That one right off the Outlaws logo, and Greenfield airs it out, but it's picked off. Back the other way, Parker. Down low. Argent tucks that in the far corner. So Ty Argent, let's not forget about him. That's his 2nd of the game. And a long time between goals for the RiverWolves. So 16-9 now. With under 9 minutes to play. Now, despite all that, and when you look at what's gone on in this game, it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride, but been a very disciplined game. I'll certainly say that, as there's only been 3 penalties, and 2 of them were coincidental minors. Nakamura trying to get it up ahead to Lahashi. Lahashi, he's going to try to outrun Hickey. Lahashi to the bouncer. Back-to-back goals for the RiverWolves, showing a pulse as they close the gap to 16-10. 2nd of the game for Lahashi, who decided to keep that one himself. Give Nakamura some credit there as he did a good job to get that ball ahead. Under 8.5 minutes to play here in this fourth. Remember that these Outlaws, though, have been involved. Their last 3 games have all been decided by a goal. Paris with it now, and Nozelski pops it loose, and Scott picks it up to Pelliccioni. He'll dump it off. Daibo looking inside. Parker wasn't open, kicks it to Campbell. Now Parker is, 10 on the shot clock. That one was destined for the top corner. Good save by Greenfield. And now Nolan's going to leg it up. Dump it off. McPherson cutting. Gilmore diving and scoring. Jake Gilmore has used every inch here today. Stretch out for his 3rd of the game. And that goal makes it 17-10. So an answer by the Outlaws comes at a very good time, as it looks like the 5-minute majors are soon to be over. Haig picks it up. He tries a twister from a tough angle. And now the RiverWolves will move it up with Argent. Argent stops on a dime, had a notion, skips it across. Daibo, he's going to take that shot and score. So Cayman Daibo adding to his tally. They're just glad to get him back. That's his 9th goal of the season. And I tell you, this RiverWolves team, when they came in at the beginning of the season, on paper, boy, they had a whole lot going on. And Carson Moyer called up to the NLL. Nick Ellerton injury. They have just not been able to catch a break. As off the draw, it's Martin. Quick pass ahead, Argent. Argent lets that one go. Rebound. Daibo had it momentarily. Instead, Greenfield ahead to McPherson. Almost overran it, but he'll wait, keep it, and find some open greenery. Under 7 minutes to play here, 4th quarter. No rush. Harlech gets a step. Peels right back. Kicks it out. Terry on the run. Shot clock winding down, but a good offensive board sets it up. St. John working with Terry. That one had no chance. And that one gets aired out back door off the rafters and will go the other way, but that will take us to our final officials timeout. Back here after our officials timeout with 6.5 to play. Oshawa needs to kill that amount of time to pick up their 3rd win of the season, get back in the hunt for a playoff spot, as Gilray was floating around the doorstep. Couldn't make a connection now, and Scott on the run. Numbers for the RiverWolves. 3-on-1. Scott has Clark and Martin. Scott takes the shot. It rolls and sits there, and no goal the call. And possession now to Oshawa. So it's important here for Oshawa to take care of the ball, as Saint now. Nakamura chopping down everything he sees. And Gilray. Laskowicz on the roll. That one floated, almost went through the 5-hole, and it sits there, but Laskowicz couldn't touch it because he was in the crease. So now Nozelski will bring it over the timeline. 17-11 in favor of the Outlaws. Nozelski stiff arms a defender, still has it, waits for the trailer. Gillespie can't hang on to it. So the 5-minute majors are over. Bergsma gets slew-footed there and not quite sure, as Haig off to the races. Haig holds on to it but can't find the 4x4, and it goes all the way over the line for an over and back call. So good effort by Haig. He logged a lot of mileage there. to get that opportunity, and now Paris. Taibo pushed in, tried to slither that one through the 5-hole, and now it's Nolan. Can't imagine Nolan's going to be in any hurry, but he dumps that off. Terry, though, always seems to be okay with putting the ball in the net. Had a good opportunity, but now Nakamura. Campbell, one-on-one. Let that one fly. Just so that you're aware, next week, of course, as Sear diving, but he's taken into the net. Nothing doing on a good save there by Lever Prayer. It's the Outlaws against the Whitby Steelhawks, 1 o'clock on Saturday. Then the Brampton Express take on the Toronto Monarchs. That goes at 2. Sunday, it'll be the Ohsweken Bears, Paris RiverWolves, followed by the Peterborough Timbermen and the Six Nations Snipers. So that's what Week 10 looks like. We are in Week 9 right now. Good save off the Gilmore underhand. Under 4 minutes to play here. Gilray will pick that up. Looking for Gilmore on the other side. Laskowicz bails them both out. And he'll send that one back to the top. So time on the side right now of the Outlaws. They should be in no hurry. St. John lets that one go. Good pad save made. And Argent bounced that one ahead. Good job, but they run out of time on the 8-second call. Hickey trying to create some space as Clark's going to try to push him over the line and gets rid of it. Harlech will send it down to Laskowitz. Terry, Laskowitz, chased out. Gilray, good little side bump there. Laskowicz, backhand try into St. John, right on, but nothing doing now, and it's Argent. Backdoor. Parker tees it up. That one right on target. Easy save, Greenfield. He has been good. That ball gets loose. Nakamura takes a hard hit. That's going to be a penalty as McPherson just a little too aggressive on that. And Paris now will get a late power play if they can't convert here on the delayed penalty. Bergsma. Divo shot right on. Gets his own rebound. Fresh 20. Under 2.5. Bergsma flipped it in and was looking for Argent, so Gillespie now mixing it up again. Not quite sure. Not making a whole lot of friends, obviously, here today. As talking a little trash, but either way, it's going to be an illegal cross-check call to Max McPherson, and this will be Paris's first legitimate power play opportunity of the game as it comes with 2:15 to play. So give Oshawa a lot of credit. They have done a good job. If they're going to go to the box, they're taking someone with them. And now Dybel with the inbounds. Campbell, tic-tac, and the toe with Gillespie. So that was the best-looking power play we've seen from the RiverWolves in a minute. Each team with a power play marker. And Gillespie picks up his first of this contest. 17-12 as we are just about at the 2-minute warning. Off the draw. McPherson, he'll get on it, but he should pull this one out as all they've got to do is kill off this final 2 minutes, and the Outlaws will pick up their third win of the season. Paris would fall to 2-6. Laskowitz hangs on to it with 10 on the shot clock. Minute and a half. Dying seconds. Laskowitz on target. So Paris clearly with some work to do. Jamie Dubrick, Chris Driscoll, and company, of course, know that's the case. But again, no one's out quite yet. There's no one eliminated here in week 9. We still got 5 more weeks to play. Parker, stutter step. And Greenfield. Last minute to play here in this game. .45 seconds on the game clock. St. John stymied there in tight. And Laskowitz now with a fresh 20, 35 seconds. Harlech. No need to do anything too crazy. 10 on the shot clock. Laskowitz, good one-handed grab. He's got to take that. That one's wide of the mark. Gilmore's going to hustle off. Good job to play the carom and dump it down. So final 18 seconds of this one. And Paris now will just leg it out. I think they'll let this one roll out. Gillespie's going to try for one last hurrah here. Looking for Campbell, who was nowhere to be found, as clock's going to tick down, and this one is going to go in the books. 17-12, the final in favor of the Outlaws. Stick around. We will have our Arena Lacrosse League player of the game. I'm here with our Arena Lacrosse League player of the game, Zach Terry. Zach, big win for you guys. You really needed this one.
Yeah, we came out here on the road. Not everyone traveled, so the guys that did, we took care of business.
And you did. And speaking of that, I mean, this is your first year in the Arena Lacrosse League. You just seem to be getting more comfortable each and every game.
Yeah, no, that's definitely from the help of my teammates. I mean, every time I come to the bench, it's something new I'm learning, and I just have everything to thank from them.
Well, you came in 2-6. This, I would have to say, collectively, probably your best offensive output as far as sharing the ball goes. Would you agree with that?
Oh, 100%.
So now how do you feel about going forward? Do you think that's going to give you guys the right stepping stone that you need to head in that winning direction?
I mean, there's a saying, like, better late than never. We're finally figuring it out, and, the chemistry I saw today was what hopefully we can continue on through the season and figure it out.
Zach Terry, our Arena Lacrosse League player of the game. On behalf of the Arena Lacrosse League, of course, JVI Productions, thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.